that we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Y'all ready for this?
And now, let's meet today's starting lineups, beginning with the Sheboygan Area Lutheran Crusaders. At guard, a 6'8" senior, number 1, Sam Dekker. At guard, a 5'9" sophomore, number 32, Tyler Zastro. At forward, a 6'3" senior, number 5, Josh Wheeler. At forward, a 6-foot sophomore, number 23, Phil Leibum. And at center, a 6'4" senior, number 35, Nick Redeker. The head coach of the Crusaders is Todd Dekker. And now let's meet the starting lineups for the Racine Lutheran Crusaders. At guard, a 6'2" senior, number 13, Tyler Nagley. At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 21, Peter Drummond. At forward, a 6'1" senior, number 23, Jared Kosmala. At forward, a 6'3" senior, number 33, Ty DeMuth. And at forward, a 6'3" junior, number 45, Clay Stevens. And the head coach of the Crusaders is Jeff Christensen. Referees assigned to today's game are Joe Coyle from DeForest, Dan Wipperfurth from Verona, and Mike Feil from Evansville.
There are your introductions, your starting lineups once again, brought to you by Delta Dental of Wisconsin, keeping Wisconsin smiling for 50 years. Experience the Delta Dental difference. Your starters for Sheboygan Area Lutheran, Dekker, Zastro, Wheeler, Leipum, Redeker. Your starters for Racine Lutheran, Nagley, Drummond, Kosmala, DeMuth, and Stevens. Players are shaking hands at center court and getting ready to tip things off in a Division V state semifinal. Neither one of these schools has won a WIAA state title, although Racine Lutheran has a rich history of winning state titles in the WISA.
Interesting point is there's 7 seniors on the floor as we start the game.
A lot of experience as we started out. We're going to jump it again. Sheboygan Area Lutheran with the white uniforms, the purple and gold numerals and trim. Sheboygan Lutheran with the green with the gold trim, and we start with a dunk by Dekker. Racine Lutheran, Dekker with a big way to start this D5 semifinal. Racine Lutheran in the white uniforms, purple and gold trim.
A la Zach Showalter to start the game last night.
Yeah, that was a D1 semifinal, got off on the right foot for Germantown. Dekker does it the same way for Sheboygan Lutheran.
What you see from Racine in the half court is they run a motion offense. What they do really well is read screens. They read the defender. There's no set pattern. They're going to read the defender and take what is most available.
Kosmala sends it outside. Stevens for three. He had a good semifinal. That's off the front. Tracked down by Sheboygan Lutheran.
And I think the key on the offensive end for Sheboygan Lutheran, Brian, is how well they handle the pressure from Racine Lutheran.
Dekker up
especially those young guards. Sorry.
Dekker, the Mr. Basketball for the state of Wisconsin, tries a three. We're going to go back the other way. Let's take a look at the opening play of this game. Alley-oop and a big throwdown by Dekker.
That's just fun to watch. I could watch that several times.
And that gives us our 2-0 score here early on in a D5 state championship game. Drummond with the basketball.
You see a lot of screening off the ball for Racine Lutheran. Their players move very well without the ball.
Kosmala sends it back up top. DeMuth with it now.
It was one of Coach Dekker's, it was great defense to start, but one of Coach Dekker's things that he was worried about was how well they would defend because of how well Racine Lutheran plays without the basketball.
Sheboygan Lutheran walking it up now. Tyler Zastro has it, guarded by Drummond. And another turnover. We're going back the other way. A couple of turnovers for each of these teams.
That's all part of Racine Lutheran's pressure defense. They're just picking them up at, 47 feet at the half-court line here in the college court, and they're trying to make passes instead of what you would normally catch at 20, 21 feet. They got to catch it at 30, and he threw it right out of bounds.
Muth with the basketball, first-team all-conference player. Drummond for three. Swish.
And a good set there from Racine Lutheran. Drummond set a back screen. The player guarding him had to help. He then just pops to the three-point line and gets a wide-open three and the lead.
Nothing doing. Redeker turns. Dekker with it. Inside. Through all kinds of Racine Lutheran players, and he finishes things off in the paint.
Good transition from Racine.
Racine Lutheran quickly up court, and Stevens scores.
And it caught Sheboygan Lutheran there, and not sprinting back on defense.
Leighton called for a travel.
And again, I can't emphasize it enough. That pressure that Racine, they really get up and get into you, get into the ball handler, and just force him to do things from spots on the floor they're not used to doing.
Now, these teams faced each other earlier this year, so they have some familiarity.
Yeah, they did. Racine won 73-55. Sam Dekker had 33 in that game. Nice back cut.
Nice cut. Drummond kicks it outside. Stevens knocks it down for three.
Excellent basketball from Racine there. On the back cut, then a baseline drive. And when you get a baseline drive, you want a baseline drift, which means you want the opposite wing in the corner. That's where they got him, got the open three.
Sheboygan Lutheran wants a three of their own. That one's off the mark. Here comes Racine Lutheran. All the way in. Scoring is DeMuth.
Great spacing in that transition from Racine. They ran two guys to the dead corner, brought the ball down the middle in the 3-on-2, and got the defense in the rock in a hard place.
Dekker works off the screen. They kick it into the corner. That one is good. Here, up and down. Zastro scores. Coming back the other way. Nagley with a quick layup.
When the ball goes in the hoop against Racine, you cannot be in your home run trot, so to speak. You got to turn and sprint back down the floor.
Zastro with it, sends it back across to Leipham. Leipham with one dribble. Dekker through the paint and scores. He's got that ball to sit on the back of the rim, and it fell forward and through.
And this time, Sheboygan gets back on D. Yeah, I think Sam is going to have a big game for Sheboygan to withstand the five-man effort from Racine. And there's a
give and go, and it's swatted by Dekker.
He's a nice guy to have protecting the basket for you. It's great timing.
Dekker to the left, all the way up and through, and he draws contact.
I just sense on that lane line drive that Racine was really helping in. They weren't going to try. They were going to give the kick out to Zastro, and Dekker sensing he's going to need to put the ball in the hoop a lot today. Passed on the pass. And now he's going to go to the foul line.
The foul is on Jared Kosmala. Sam Dekker heading to the free throw line where he shoots at 74%. Checking into the ballgame now, number 11 is Nico Graff. The 2012 WIAA tournament is brought to you by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. And was good on the second one as well. That cuts the Racine Lutheran advantage to 2.
And you had mentioned in the previous meeting, Brian, that the day before Sheboygan had played Racine, they had got to play that Cuba City team, and they're 1-3-1, and that's no easy chore either. So they had back-to-back games with some very good teams.
And that Cuba City team is going to play a little bit later on today as well for a championship. Each of these teams with a tough non-conference. Racine Lutheran playing those Racine schools. They have Park on their schedule.
And both also play in conferences with bigger schools. They're one of the smaller schools in their conference. Sheboygan's gone to a little 3-2 zone, and Racine passing the ball very well.
They're getting the touches in the paint, kicking it back out, an offensive rebound and a reload.
Yeah, good call on that inside out. They went inside out and got the open 3, and now again they're at the elbow, and that's where you want to attack zones. You got to, for any defense for that matter, you want to get in the heart of it.
DeMuth with the dribble. Nagley coming up top. Into the corner. Drummond off the rim. Dekker with the rebound.
And Racine settling for perimeter shots so far against that zone.
Dekker for 3. Sheboygan Area Lutheran takes the lead, 13-12.
And that's 11 of the 13 for Dekker. Zastrow has the other 2. But again, I think that's a must. There they got it inside.
Inside to DeMuth.
But Dekker changed the shot.
Had a good cut to the basket, though, but that's tough to contend with when you have Dekker with all that size and his hand up in the air.
And as I mentioned earlier, timing, good follow. Good follow by Hess.
Jeff Hess follows up.
And Dekker has, just to finish that point, Dekker has excellent timing defensively. He doesn't put himself in position to foul when he's blocking those shots. And I think conversely, if you're Racine and he's a shot blocker, I think you got to go right at him.
Skip it across into the corner and bring it back out. Drummond back out to Nagley.
And they seem content here to play 5 on the perimeter with a basket cut every now and then, but it's, they circle from behind the defense. Well done.
Went to the free throw line and back out again. A 3 for Drummond. Sheboygan Lutheran comes right back, and the inside look. The bunny is off the mark by Redeker.
Both teams running.
DeMuth inside, kicks it out. Nico Graff for 3.
Well, transition, Racine is very entertaining to watch in transition. They run guys to each corner, and there's Dekker going right at the rim. This is a tough one.
Taken away by Hess. Back in the flush by Dekker. Some active hands and taking the ball back.
Yeah, Hess made that play. Dekker got the points, but Hess made the play.
Big time assist.
Watching Racine attack the zone, they like to sneak in from behind the zone and then flash through the middle. Here comes 33. That's the move. Now Stevens kind of sneak from behind the zone, and then they'll flash the middle and try and go inside out that way. And it seems Racine Lutheran's going to be content to take the last shot here of the quarter.
How much does it help each of these teams that they played so early on Thursday and they had a couple days to prepare?
I think it's very important, not just to prepare, but to rest your legs. It's, the court's 94 feet instead of 84 feet, and it doesn't seem like much, but there's extra 2 steps each direction, and especially with Sheboygan, who played about a 70-possession game.
What are we looking for in a final shot here?
Well, against the zone, I think, again, they've got them spread out. I'm guessing they'll try to sneak in from behind and kick it out, and Drummond with the ball. Not looking to screen. Oh, there it is. There it is. Inside out. Graff in the corner.
And up over the top of the backboard. So it gives Sheboygan Lutheran some time to get the ball up the court. They do want to make a substitution into the game. 23, Phil Lypham. And we do have a timeout on the floor. Very entertaining first quarter. 1.4 seconds to go in it. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
That was me, the slam dunk king. All right, that was me. 6 championships under my belt. I never got off the couch. So then one day I looked in the mirror and I saw my dad. Started playing basketball for real, but not with these giants. Or with him. There we go. Playing with Ben and James. Yeah. Almost dunked it. Soon I'll be able to dunk it.
When you were a teen, a driver's license meant one thing, freedom. But to your parents, it meant the stress of finding and paying for auto insurance. Today, it's easy with Rural Mutual Insurance. We get teens. Our Town & Country Auto Policy offers young operator rates, claims-free discounts, deductible forgiveness, and multi-policy discounts of up to 25%. Since Rural Mutual Insurance only does business in Wisconsin, premiums paid here stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. Contact us at ruralins.com.
1.4 seconds to go here in the first quarter of the Division 5 state championship game. A very entertaining start to our first championship game of the day here at the Kohl Center in Madison on a great day outside, but it's absolutely fantastic to be inside here all day for 5 title games.
Absolutely. No place I'd rather be.
So Sheboygan Lutheran gets a chance to put some more points on the board in the final part of this period. Quickly up ahead to the W and a heave, and there's the buzzer. The end of the first quarter. Racine Lutheran in front, 18-17. We're going to take another break. The message from their local station. This is your WIAA network station.
Shuttle runs every 20 minutes throughout the day with the pickup and drop-off points on Dayton Street in front of the Kohl Center and near Mark 4 at the Alliant Energy Center. Cost to park at the Alliant Energy Center is $6 and the shuttle cost is $5 for a round trip.
This WIAA game summary is brought to you by Skyward, creator of Skyward School Management System and Skyward Family Access, the best solution for Wisconsin school districts and parents. And Jim, you could take us through the game summary. Racine Lutheran shooting a lot more three-pointers, and you see the difference in the inside points as well.
Yeah, and one thing that's not on the screen, Brian, is that Racine Lutheran has 5 assists on those 7 field goals. I think that's a testament to their great spacing on offense and how well they attack inside out against that zone.
It really is an up-and-down game. Is this playing to an advantage for either team, or is it a style that both of them can really benefit from?
I would think it's a slight advantage for Sheboygan. I think, Racine's been more of the defense-first type team, but and if you're Sheboygan, you've got what you want. You got Sam off to a great start.
Yeah, Dekker with 13 points in that opening quarter. Racine Lutheran with the basketball to start the second quarter.
And back to man-to-man was Sheboygan, and they can't track down the rebound on the long 3.
I want to say Crusaders with the rebound, but it just doesn't work today, does it?
Well,
I guess it does work.
You'd be right.
It would be right. Let's see how much that's helping everybody at home. Nico Graff with that score.
And Sheboygan back in man, and Racine really spread them out, and they get such great spacing. It's hard to give help because they have several guys that shoot, and they've got such a long way to go to help. And now Graff draws the assignment of guarding Dekker.
Dekker skips it across. They work it back around, going inside, back outside. The try for Wheeler off the backboard. Offensive rebound. Try again from closer, stuffed by Stevens.
And excellent passing from Sheboygan on that play from Sam Dekker.
Take another look right there as they go inside. They have a cutter, and Stevens says, not on my watch. Closed captioning of this WIAA tournament broadcast is brought to you by your local WIAA network station. Dekker spin move inside off the glass, follows up his own miss again on the third try.
That's hard to contend with if you're Racine. He's just so long and so tall, and he's a little stronger than he looks.
6'8".
And plays a little bigger than that, I think.
Be playing college basketball here for the Badgers.
You see where Racine really spreads the floor on you. It makes you come a long way to help. And they spread it out there, and Sam came in
with that help. They kick it outside, and Graff knocks down a 3.
That's great passing from Racine. They recognized Zaster with a nice move there.
Nice up and under off the window. So Sheboygan Lutheran comes right back.
But on the previous possession, it was DeMuth, who recognized Sam coming.
Kosmala finds a cutter. That's DeMuth cutting in and scoring.
They made the pass this time. DeMuth, who made the pass last time, is the recipient of the pass. And I like what Racine's doing. They're attacking Sam. They're attacking Dekker, the shot blocker, making him commit, and then they're finding the next guy that's open.
Inside, Dekker draws the double team, kicks it outside. That opens it up for Zastro. Short. Racine Lutheran comes away with it. They push it. Drummond up ahead. One-on-one matchup, draws the foul, and he'll head to the free throw line for a pair of free throws.
Last guy back for, Sheboygan really needs to be aware of getting down the floor. You'll see it here on the replay. That is Lipham that needs to get back quicker. You know, he kind of backpedaled. You got to turn and run because they're looking to throw it long.
The foul is on Lipham. See the numbers for Drummond on Thursday against Drummond. We have all kinds of crazy names. Crusaders, Drummond against Drummond.
I saw where Peter Drummond, all he wanted after the game with Drummond was a Drummond t-shirt.
It's funny. He was hearing about it during the week. Kind of interesting. Unauthorized use or rebroadcast of this program and live internet stream without the express written consent of Quincy Newspapers Incorporated, Wisconsin Broadcast Division, is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law. Dekker behind the back, spots up, and it's out of bounds. Dekker with 15 points so far in this contest.
And Nico Graff giving up a good 8 inches on Dekker. Defending him well. Keep him in front. Try to force him to make jump shots. He's going to beat you from 15, 17 feet if you can live with that. Back to the zone.
Nico Graff comes off the bench for Racine Lutheran, but he made second team all-conference this year. He plays a vital part of their rotation, and Drummond hits a three.
That's 3 threes for Drummond. He's got a great-looking stroke, and just can't overstate how well Racine Lutheran passes the basketball.
Drummond is their leading scorer. He averages 15.5 points a game coming into this state tournament. We have a timeout called by Coach Dekker with Sheboygan Lutheran. His team is down 7, 28-21. What does he want to talk about with his guys in the huddle?
Okay, well, I think right now, and we're going to see this last play here on the skip pass to Drummond and just a picture-perfect textbook jump shot. I think what Coach Decker's looking at right now is there's moments in games that you can win and lose. It's not always at the end, and they are in one of those moments right now where they can game and get away from them. They need to find a way to get Sam or someone else to score and figure out a defense that they can get some stops with. They're in that danger point right now of getting away from them. On the other side, Coach Christensen, I'm sure, is talking about we're in that point now where we can win the game. We can extend the lead a little bit and get to halftime with a good lead. We'll be in great shape. So it's a big 5 minutes right here.
Outside of Dekker, the only 2 other Sheboygan Lutheran players to score are Hess with 2 and Zastro with 4.
Sheboygan Lutheran tried to go a little high-low that time, actually away from Dekker. Racine tips the pass out of bounds.
Lipham will accept the basketball and send it in. Dekker just inside the arc. They kick it back into the corner. Wheeler, offensive rebound. Racine Lutheran up ahead. Stevens finds a cutter, and that's DeMuth all the way up and in, and he draws the blocking foul.
The Jurors did a good job of getting back on defense that time, but Racine is so good in transition.
That foul is on Jake Jurst, number 3. Take another look there, up ahead. The cutter and the contact.
A much better transition defense as they were getting back, but still they can't get Racine slowed down.
Muth had a nice day on Thursday with 6 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Sort of a jack of all trades. He almost had a triple-double in the sectional semifinal. He had 13 points and 12 rebounds then in the sectional final.
Those are the role players that you like to have, and obviously plays his role very well, but as you said, does a little bit of everything.
First team all-conference, leads the team in steals, assists, rebounds.
That's 4 straight free throws that Racine Lutheran has missed.
And Dekker loses it out of bounds, so Racine Lutheran gets another turnover.
And Nico Graff gets credit for that as well. It's an effort play. Again, giving up all that size, but he certainly is not backing down in any way, shape, or form. And now just a straight 2-3 zone with Dekker in the middle. Again, Racine Lutheran looks to sneak behind it.
Drummond, too strong on the three-point try.
3 for 6 for Drummond from 3. Again, there's that ball pressure.
From the elbow. Redeker off the rim. Dekker board and lays it in as it rolls around.
And that time, after the basket, you see Redeker sprinting back down the floor defensively, which is vital. Then the foul on Jeff Hess.
We're going to take another look. Back at the other end, the effort by Dekker, and that ball ramming around. Making full use of the rim.
Used it all. It's 8 rebounds for Dekker to go with those 17 points. America's play. They try to get Drummond on the inbounder on the screen to the corner.
Kazmala guarded by Dekker. We get it inside to DeMuth.
And again, you see Racine in man-to-man going right at Dekker, making him commit, and then cutting to the rim and finding the open guy. With such a good passing team.
Foul called on Jers. That's his second. DeMuth, a 66% free throw shooter coming into the state tournament. We touched on it before. They're having a tough time at the free throw line.
Yeah, that's 0 for 5 now, and as we talked about in the coming out of the break, about this being the point where you can win or lose the game, and those 5 missed free throws, I'm sure it's something that's on the minds of the Crusaders.
Nagley checks into the game as well. We'll get your substitutions, and Wheeler for Sheboygan Lutheran. And he makes his first free throw.
Again, Racine really does a nice job of just pressuring the basketball. Makes you play from spots you don't want to play from. Makes you play a little quicker than you want to play.
Lapham almost had it taken away. Instead, there's a foul called by Kazmala for reaching in.
And they don't foul much when they do it. I was just going to say that as he hammered them, but they do a pretty good job of playing without fouling. They don't play with their hands, they play with their feet.
Clay Stevens checks into the ball game. Dekker behind the back, skips it across. Jers. Offensive rebound, Wheeler.
Good cut.
And a good cut. Definitely.
Jers kept playing. Missed a shot, but he kept playing. And he had a huge 3 on Thursday to tie the game late. He seems like a guy that Dekker trusts. He'll throw him the ball to get those open threes. He's 0 for 2 today.
Go into the corner to DeMuth and back up top to Drummond.
You can see Jers on that possession doing a nice job of just directing traffic as a freshman. Let everybody know where Drummond is. Big start there for Sheboygan with those 10 second chance points.
Drummond from the corner. That's off the mark. Wheeler with the rebound. Sheboygan Lutheran.
Good effort by Zastro.
Rebound by Nagley, and it's knocked away, and we have a timeout on the floor. We're going to take a timeout as well. A 29-25 ball game in favor of Racine Lutheran. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Okay, Edith, you are all set with the Packers checking account.
Thank you.
And we have a special gift for you.
Oh?
Hello, Edith. Want more Aaron Rodgers in your life?
Oh, my!
Is that part of the deal?
Oh.
Get exclusive Packers checks featuring Aaron when you open a Packers checking account. For details, go to your nearest branch or visit us online.
So do you play canasta?
All the time.
I love that game.
Save big money during the Menards March Madness sale. Get durable porcelain tile with Snapstone. It easily installs over existing flooring. Just snap together and grout. No additional mortar or adhesive is needed. In 4 colors, $4.49 a square foot. Upgrade your home with new kitchen appliances from Frigidaire, all 10% off. This large-capacity side-by-side refrigerator features easy-to-clean, spill-safe shelves and Energy Saver Plus technology. $849.
Save big money at Menards.
We are back at the Kohl Center in Madison. Racine Lutheran with a 29-25 advantage, and for each of these teams, their leading scorers are holding true. So far, Peter Drummond leads the way for Racine Lutheran with 9 points, and Dekker has come through with 17 of his team's 25 points.
Yeah, and at the last break, Brian, we talked about at 4:55 about it being that point in the game where it can get away from Sheboygan and maybe Racine take charge. Well, Sheboygan's won the next 3+ minutes, 4-point game. Now you're looking at trying to get to halftime where you are and see what happens. Been a great game so far.
Racine Lutheran is getting some good looks from the 3-point line, and they're shooting 50%, 6 of 12 from outside at distance.
Yeah, again, I think that's just a credit to their spacing and how well they pass the ball. Now Sheboygan Lutheran has extended their defense, sort of a 1-2-2 look. They're playing a little higher on the floor.
Negley looking inside, Drummond on the top.
They really go inside out. They try to get you in the heart of the defense there around the Big Ten logo, and they spread the floor so well they can get it inside out. But I don't think this is a bad possession for Sheboygan, especially if they can get a stop. They've got the game slowed down a little bit.
That's taken away. And we got a whistle. We're going to come back.
Another nice play by Zastro to create the turnover.
That foul is on Peter Drummond. Take a look right there. Graf with the basketball. They have it poked away.
Zastro snuck in there with Graf's head turned. Now, the young guards from Sheboygan Lutheran have done a pretty good job after the initial shock of Racine coming out and getting them. They've done a pretty good job now of handling the ball, getting into an offense, giving themselves a chance.
Dekker off the rim for 3.
Great transition, great passing.
Negley hits it.
Tyler Negley.
Dekker surveys the defense, brings it back out top to Leipham. Working off a screen.
Wheeler,
another offensive rebound. Those offensive rebounds have been big.
Yeah, they have been. And the 10-second chance points for Sheboygan Lutheran. It's just a great kick ahead. They just get it going in transition, kick it ahead. They run to that corner. They run to that dead corner, generally outside the arc. That one was a 2.
Sheely into the game. Yeah, Negley hit that 3. He's known more for his defense. You get some offense from him, it's definitely a plus. He averages 4 a game. Dekker all the way into the rack.
Not much you can do about that if you're Graf. You try to force him into some help, but he's just too big, too long, and a big basket. Again, you see Sheboygan Lutheran extending that defense. Now they're going back to man-to-man for the last seconds of the quarter.
Racine Lutheran with the basketball and a 4-point lead. DeMuth drives all the way in from the left side. Final seconds here for Sheboygan Lutheran. Dekker heaves it up. And the big ooh from the crowd. We head into the half in a very entertaining ball game. Racine Lutheran is up 33-27. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
That was me, the slam dunk king. All right, that was me. 6 championships under my belt. I never got off the couch. So then one day I looked in the mirror and I saw my dad. He started playing basketball for real, but not with these giants. Or with him. There we go. Playing with Ben and James. Yeah. Almost dunked it. Soon I'll be able to dunk it.
Skyward is critically important to the functioning of and operation of our school district. It provides us with the software and technology for student software, for financial software, for personnel software. A community values its school system when it sees that it can provide great services to its kids. Skyward provides that access. So the community itself is grateful to Skyward and the district for its partnership because it gives them greater confidence in their school district.
We are back at the Kohl Center in Madison at halftime of the Division 5 state championship game, and entertainment brought to us at the half by the dance team by Sheboygan Area Lutheran. Well, this has been a very good start to championship Saturday. Both of these teams getting up and down the court. We've seen more balanced scoring out of Racine Lutheran. Dekker has really taken this team on his back in the first half of this game.
He has, and I talked to Coach Dekker prior to the game, and I asked him about handling that pressure defense from Racine, and he said one thing he told his guys, find Sam. They're finding Sam.
And they had played each other earlier this year, so some motivation there as well for Sheboygan Area Lutheran to get back at Racine Lutheran. We talked about how difficult a stretch that was, but these two teams are playing under the bright lights, and each of these teams are really coming up big so far.
Yeah, great game, and I think you're seeing the stars, quote-unquote stars for each team coming to the forefront.
And some younger guys for Sheboygan Lutheran being able to handle the basketball, and it is difficult pressure for them to do it, but you've been talking about and hitting on it that young guys are being able to take care of the basketball for the most part.
Yeah, they've done that very well, and I think that's the key for them winning the second half.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment to take a look back at the first half with your highlights and stats. In the meantime, we send it upstairs to Jake Zimmerman.
Okay, Brian and Jim, thank you very much. Just an exciting start to Championship Saturday as Racine Lutheran is leading Sheboygan right now at the half. Well, you know, of course, this is not the only big tournament that we broadcast here on the WIAA television networks. Just a couple of weeks ago, champions were crowned in both boys and girls hockey. Hey, let's take a look back at both the championship games that were played at the Alliant Energy Center here in Madison.
Championship Saturday at the Alliant Energy Center began with the ladies first, Onalaska and DC Everest playing for the title of state hockey champions. And the Hilltoppers got on the board first. Jason Reeves with a backhanded score to put Onalaska up 1-0. But the lead quickly faded. Later in the first, Kelly Netter on the power play ripped one up top, tying the game at 1. The storm of goals for DC Everest kept coming. 43 seconds later, Miranda Hayes cleaned up the mess in front of the net, putting the Storm up 2-1. Two more DC Everest goals followed. Still in the first, Sarah Poirier with the deflection made it 3-1. And then Kylie Gazzolo added yet another goal for the Storm. And that was more than enough for DC Everest as it claimed its second state title in 5 years. 6-2 the final.
The Central Wisconsin Storm are your state champions.
Feels great, you know. Last year we left hard-fought loss to the Fusion, and the comeback like this was just awesome. I can't say enough about our girls.
The boys' state championship game followed with some familiar faces. Wausau West making its third straight state title appearance facing Notre Dame Academy. And the Warriors appeared comfortable at the start. First period off the deflection, Seth Wage put the Warriors up 1-0. The second period was filled with offense. Notre Dame's Riley Christensen tied the game with the backhander past the goalie, 1-1 the score. Wausau West responded right off the faceoff. It took just 11 seconds as Kyle Lee ripped one into the back of the net, putting the defending champs back on top 2-1. But Notre Dame's Riley Christensen went back to work. He sneaked one past the goaltender to tie it back up at 2. And after a scoreless third period, we'd head to a dramatic overtime, and that's where the sophomore, Mason Appleton, would win it for the Tritons. The overtime goal gave Notre Dame the 3-2 victory in the school's first ever hockey state championship.
Notre Dame is going to bring that state championship trophy back to Green Bay.
I'm so proud of the kids. They faced a lot of adversity today. Both teams left everything they had on the ice today, which is what you expect in a championship game. And I'm so proud of the kids, the way they battled through things. And they found a way to get it done at the end. And it's just a real feeling.
John Griffith reporting for the WIAA Statewide Network.
Okay, thanks, John. That was John Griffith from WKOW-TV here in Madison. Well, again, we are at the half. Racine Lutheran on top of Sheboygan Lutheran right now. This is just one of the many games that we're going to have coming up on Championship Saturday. There you see our score at the half, 33-27, Racine Lutheran over Sheboygan Area Lutheran. After this one comes the Division 4 Championship, an exciting one, Dominican taking on undefeated Cuba City. And then in Division 3 after that, it'll be GET against Brilliant. Now we'll have a bit of a break after that, and then the exciting nighttime action. Division 2 Championship, we'll see Onalaska taking on Kaukauna, and our big Division 1 matchup tonight, Milwaukee King at 24-1 taking on undefeated Germantown. Of course, so many memories are made throughout this week. If you'd like to capture some of those on DVD, here's how you can do it. Just order DVD copies of all of these tournament games and other WI events. Go to prepfilms.com. Allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. About $30 per copy, plus shipping and handling, plus some tax there. So that's how you can capture some of those memories on DVD, and we certainly encourage you to do that. Hey, it's time for the second half of action. Let's send it back downstairs to Brian Groff and Jim Bland.
All right, thank you very much, Jake. We are at halftime, and each of these teams shooting for their first ever WIAA state championship. It's been a very entertaining first half to watch. Some balanced scoring by Racine Lutheran. Dekker doing most of the scoring for Sheboygan Area Lutheran. Let's take a look at the highlights, and we can see how we got to this point at the half. And first off, Coach, we'll take a look at what Sheboygan Lutheran has been doing.
Opening play of the game, lob and a dunk.
Zastro to Dekker. He throws it down. Fantastic start for them. Dekker again.
And returns the favorite of Zastro here to get him open for the 2.
They flipped the script on that one. And then Dekker comes up. There's a miss, a rebound by Racine Lutheran. It's just taken away and brought back in. And Dekker with the flush. Racine Lutheran.
There's a back cut, baseline drive and drift for the open 3.
Stevens knocks that one down. Give them all 3 of those. And then Nico Graff, the recipient, in the corner. He hits a 3-pointer.
And the transition 3. And then there's the skip to Drummond. And that beautiful form that he has, he knocks down his third 3 of the game.
Assist for Stevens. The 3-pointers have been big for Racine Lutheran. 6 of 12 for them overall. Some of the first half stats. What are the numbers that stand out for you, Jim?
Well, the ones that jumps out at you are the rebounding. It's 18-10, but even more so, 10 offensive rebounds for Sheboygan Area Lutheran. Those go hand in hand with those 12 second chance points. That's what's keeping them in the ball game right now.
All right, and we take a look at some more numbers. Our leading scorer, Sam Dekker, with 19 points already at the half. And then the other players, the leading scorers, Astro with 4. And then Racine Lutheran, they've really spread around the scoring, and they have 5 guys that have all scored at least 4 points.
Well, I think that's what you would have expected coming into the game, is that Dekker's going to lead the way for Sheboygan, and then Racine's going to spread the wealth around, so to speak.
What do we want to see from each of these teams starting out in the third quarter?
More of the same. You know, Racine's got to put that pressure on those young guards, see if they can't force any mistakes. I think Sheboygan's got to do a better job in transition defense of taking away that corner 3 and then offensively throw the ball to Dekker.
All right,
Dekker.
Time for us to take a break. A message now from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. there is your buzzer here at the Kohl Center. Racine Lutheran with a 33-27 advantage, and the players are heading out onto the court as they get ready to start out the third quarter here in the D5 state championship game. The first of 5 state title games that will be played here in Madison.
Great start to today thus far.
Sheboygan Lutheran starts with the basketball in their green uniforms. Racine Lutheran in white. See how they really turned it up after the halftime on Thursday in their semifinal.
Nice job by Zastro. Great job by Zastro. They really put the pressure on him. He handled it. Great crossover dribble. Good start for Sheboygan and much better transition defense.
So they quickly cut into that advantage coming out of the break. Drummond has been lighting up from three-point land, and he continues his hot hand.
Good offense again. They went to the post. Sheboygan area ran a little bit of a double at him, and Racine knows how to pass the ball.
Castro skips it across the Lipum. They go inside. It's Redeker drawing contact. Redeker heads to the free throw line for a pair. The 6'4" senior. Take a look at the replay from the other end. Drummond left with some space outside.
But the defender turned his back when he went to help on the post. He turned his Drummond's defender turned his back on him. He made just a little slide. Couldn't find him. Open 3 and 7-point lead. Back to 6.
Redeker good on the first. It's a 6-point advantage for Racine Lutheran. Those were his first 2 points of the game.
And he had been a 43% free throw shooter for the season. Man-to-man now for Sheboygan again. But Racine just attacks whatever you throw at him so well with that great spacing.
Stevens with the basketball, goes to the left. Demuth brings it outside. Stevens in the corner. Demuth with a little fake.
Got Wheeler in the air, drove by him, but there was Dekker to take away the rim.
We get to that free throw line and then go back out again. This time dribbled out.
And see, you can win the battle of wills on this possession. The defense has been good. The offense has been solid. Let's see who wins it.
Drummond drives baseline. Kicks it back out. Kazmala turns the corner. Out to Stevens. Stevens for 3. Give it to him.
And they eventually broke him down. Racine eventually broke him down with 2 baseline drives. Got the open 3. Zastro on the attack.
Zastro in with the left hand and scores and 1.
Good sign for Sheboygan Lutheran if they can find somebody else to score. Here you see Zastro. Great body control. Draws the contact. Knocks it down. And here it starts on the other end with baseline drive, gets the defense scrambling, another baseline drive, and eventually the open 3.
Peter Drummond was called for that last foul on the other end.
They lead back to 6.
Stevens from just inside the line, rims in and out.
Racine forces you to guard everybody on the floor. They just force you to guard everybody on the floor and make it's hard defensively.
Stevens takes it away. Stevens drives over Dekker, then shot deflected. Sheboygan Lutheran coming back the other way. Spot up for 3. That's good by Zastro. And Racine Lutheran just like that, right back up the court.
You make a shot, you can't be in, as we said, you can't be in your home run trot. You got to get back down the floor.
Kazmala back outside to Stevens.
Good curl, didn't get him the ball. That was Drummond on the curl, and he works hard without the ball, Peter Drummond.
He has the ball right now. Kazmala with it.
Great back cut, but well defended.
Yeah.
Well defended.
They quickly came over and gave help. Dekker up ahead, a little scoop shot and up and in off the glass. Big assist to Zastro.
Zastro is having a great half. He's having a great half.
And that brings the Sheboygan Area Lutheran crowd to its feet. They have a chance to pull into a tie.
And there you see the turnover and just a simple little bounce pass. Great control by Dekker, but Zastro is having a wonderful half.
Covers so much ground with each of those steps and then that length where he can scoop that ball up there. And the free throw is good, and we have a tie ball game.
Zastro's been a spark here for Sheboygan, and we've got a great game. A little box set ball screen, post-to-post screen, and they're bringing Drummond off the double for three.
And skip it across to Graff.
Sheboygan Area Lutheran is defending a little bit better here, so it seems, in the third quarter. They're a little better movement, a little better help.
They get around to Stevens. Stevens tries the baseline, kicks it outside. Graff for three off the front of the rim. Rebound Sheboygan Lutheran. Dekker spins around, loses control of it, and we got a foul.
I think right now, if you're Coach Dekker, however, the one thing that's going to concern you on the defensive end is you're giving up those baseline drives. And that's creating shot opportunities for Racine.
That foul is on Graff.
That's their fourth team foul of the half. None for the other Crusaders.
Dekker step back three. Drummond with the rebound. Works his way through the green uniforms all the way up ahead. Graff in the corner, fake, drives baseline, kicks it out. Drummond back around to Nagley from the wing off the back. Rebound Lycum.
Still, that's excellent offense from Racine. They baseline drive and drift, got in the corner, good pass.
Oh, nice pass inside there.
Johnny on the spot.
Up and in, and we're going to get a offensive foul.
Good call.
Foul is on Zastros. He drove in for a closer look, went up and got called for the offensive foul. Drummond with good position.
Yeah, Peter Drummond, just a excellent position, as you said, and good play by Zastro. You got to take that at the rack.
The 2012 WIAA tournament is brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company, a proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award. Go to ruralins.com. Drummond walks it up the court. They've been patient with their offense.
The 1-4 high set this time, back screen, ball screen.
Stevens,
good defense.
That's outside to Nagley, and he rattles it home. Nagley good for three, and a three-point advantage again for Racine Lutheran.
Set up on the pass by Clay Stevens. And a back screen, he said a back screen, then the ball screen rolled. They defended that well, but he made the extra pass.
Get it inside, Redeker. Dekker tried to follow up with a dunk. Racine Lutheran all the way through. DeMuth off too strong off the window, but he tracks it down.
Better defensive transition for Sheboygan, but you got to track that rebound down.
Now Racine Lutheran has opened up the lane.
17 of Racine Lutheran's 30 field goal attempts have been threes. I think that's just part of the spreading them out, the drive and drift action, the drive and kick action.
Racine Lutheran being very patient.
Yeah, nice offense. They spread them out. They got a little one-on-one and took advantage of it.
Fouls on number 23, Phil Lightman.
The foul is on Lightman.
Second in the team second.
See Drummond turn the corner.
Yeah, they got Drummond one-on-one. Lightman gave him a whole side of the floor, and that's a tough matchup. Drummond's an outstanding player.
Drummond, the 5'11 senior guard, who shoots 66% from the free throw line. Into the game now, number 3, Jake Jers for Sheboygan Lutheran. Drummond, a unanimous first-team selection.
Easy to see why. He just plays so well without the ball. Took the charge on the defensive end.
And he's good on the second. It's a 5-point advantage for Racine Lutheran. We're going to take a break. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
There is such a need in Wisconsin for dental care.
And we've stepped up to the plate, both in terms of money, resources, and people.
We're improving access throughout the state for needy populations.
We're giving back to the community.
We're always thinking about ways to make life better for everyone.
Our mission and our reason for being is to improve access to oral health care.
It's just simply the right thing to do.
In Wisconsin, we believe in lessons learned early in life. Play hard and play fair. That's why Rural Mutual Insurance sponsors WIAA Athletics and the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award. We're proud of Wisconsin and of our agents and claims adjusters who give undivided attention. They don't stand on the sidelines when misfortune hits. We serve everyone, rural or city, with the fastest claim service in the state. Rural. It's not where you live, it's what you value. A Farm Bureau service.
We are back at the Kohl Center. Racine Lutheran in front 44-39 with 2:08 to go in the third quarter. And Racine Lutheran has been firing up all kinds of shots from three-point land. Take a look at the record book. Now, this is for all divisions. Most in the tournament, three-point field goals made in 2 games. 3 teams there with 19. Seymour, Ladysmith, and Catholic Central. Racine Lutheran has made 18 threes. They made 9 the other day and 9 today, Coach.
9 for 17 today, and the thing that really makes them very hard to guard is it's 4 different players have hit those 9 threes today. So it's not 1 or 2 guys. You got to concentrate on all of them.
Coming into the tournament, they had attempted 431 on the season and making 138 of those. Good for a 32% mark. And the traveling call. All 3 field goals this quarter, 3-pointers by Racine Lutheran. Racine Lutheran with a chance to extend its lead here late in the third.
And Sheboygan had made that run, got it back to tied, and you know, the senior leadership of Racine, they've extended it back to 5 and a chance to do more. They ran that same action there, that ball screen. This time they defended the roll better, they being Sheboygan. And they just spread you out. They make you guard everybody. There's nobody you can really just slack off of and help.
Yeah, they've kept the ball up top and then driven baseline and then kicked it out, and that's been opening things up for their three-point shooting.
That's absolutely right. And Drummond just plays so hard without the ball. He knows how to use screens.
Goes quickly to Demuth. Demuth guarded by Dekker.
They make you guard the whole floor. And now they go to double, trying to...
And they get 3 defenders up above the free throw line. And they score on the drive.
And there it is. That's Demuth. They had him spread. They had him defensively 35 feet from the basket. Went for the double. They made 1 good pass.
Zastro kicks it out. Leipum with it. Back to Zastro.
Sorry.
It's all right.
There's a little baseline drive and drift coming the other way.
Go outside. High arcing 3 by Jers. That's big for Sheboygan Lutheran to get those points.
Absolutely. There's going to be some gyms that we play in that I'm not sure that wouldn't hit the ceiling.
That was up there. Good view for those of you up in the second level.
Now really extending and looking to double, but Racine just passes so well and reads it so well that they catch a break on the missed layup.
Went all the way in. Zastro tries one, and that's the horn for the third quarter. We look forward to a very entertaining fourth. A message now from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
If you are a big fan of Wisconsin high school sports, check out WIAA TV for video webcast. For WIAA fans, this unique web portal features start time streams of the WIAA state tournament action. That's WIAA TV, your one-stop web source for archive high school video streaming.
This WIAA game summary is brought to you by Skyward, creator of Skyward School Management System and Skyward Family Access, the best solution for Wisconsin school districts and parents. And Jim, we take a look at the numbers here and comparing the 2-point field goals with the 3-point field goals, and you can see where Racine Lutheran is getting a lot of their points.
Yeah, it's contrasting styles, I guess. Racine's playing on the perimeter and 9 for 17 from 3, which we've talked about a couple times, and then the 24 inside points for Sheboygan, and many of them off those offensive rebounds. They hold a 24-14 rebounding edge.
Yeah, and those second chance points, 12-4, and Sheboygan Lutheran leading in that department as well. So we are getting ready for the fourth quarter. Racine Lutheran will start with possession of the basketball, and they have a 4-point lead.
And now Sheboygan Lutheran coming out a little more pressure, extending. Back screen lob play.
Graff on the other side scores.
Set that up by just putting Drummond on the offensive right, ran him left like he's looking for the ball, ran the back screen, got the lob. That one was below the rim though, where they couldn't throw her down like Dekker.
Dekker off the double team, goes up over the top.
And my sense of watching that possession is that Coach Dekker told son Sam Dekker and the team, let's get the ball in the paint to Sam.
It's a good idea.
Not a bad strategy at all.
I'll go with that one as a coach as well. Demuth has the ball. Drummond fires it up, and there's your record-breaking 3 for all divisions.
Very impressed with him. That's a smooth stroke, and that was contested. There was a player guarding him.
Dekker has it taken away. Kosmala with it. Drummond now. Push it up ahead to Graff.
Good transition B by Tyler Zastro that time. Again, if you watch Racine, they really run those guys to the corners and try to spread you out. Coach Dekker's going to take a timeout.
He wants to take a full timeout to talk things over early on in this fourth quarter. 51-44. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
We live in a place where freedom of speech is our right. Giving someone a platform to speak ensures their ability to exercise that right. By standing up for educators, advocating for programs like foreign language, WIAC speaks for me and my students. Add your voice to the conversation at Speak Out Wisconsin on Facebook.
Save big during the Menards Kitchen and Bath Sale. Make everyday life a little easier with Moen kitchen faucets all on sale. The 2-handle traditional high arc with chrome finish is $69. The Renzo pullout, also in chrome finish, is only $89. Enjoy every day with showers from Max. The Olympia round model features a silent roller door, $599. The Azure corner model with clear tempered glass walls and door is just $699.
Save big money at Menards.
You know you're having a good time when the banana comes out.
You never have to do that. Just reminds me I should have had breakfast.
There was one in the crowd last night as well for Oshkosh North. Racine Lutheran with a 51-44 advantage, and going to make a correction that Drummond on that last three-pointer that tied the all-division record. So one more and they will set it, but they are in the record books, sharing that with a couple of fine schools, others that have been down here as well.
A little confusion as to whose ball that was.
Get things underway here. Racine Lutheran with the basketball, but that timeout was called by Sheboygan Lutheran. So Racine Lutheran, that cut inside. Drummond goes out to Kosmala. Inside to Demuth. Nice little spin moving off the glass.
Yeah, a little too big, a little too strong for Jers in there. That's the senior versus the freshman, and strength of a factor. Good back cut by
Zastro, and it's a
great effort by Graff.
And we're going to take another look at the other end. Drummond kicks it out. Kosmala go inside to Demuth, and a spin move.
Reporting in for Racine Lutheran, number 13, Tyler Nagley.
There's Zastro on a good back cut. He just goes hard to the rim, but sometimes the defense makes a better play. And on the basket on the Racine end all started again with Drummond. He just made a good penetration play with back cut. made the first pass, they set up the second pass. Inside they go to Dekker.
And they go, and he scores.
Sam Dekker.
So it looks offensively like Sheboygan's going to throw the ball inside to Dekker, where Racine's having trouble guarding him in there. The question is, can they get enough stops to make up the points?
They're trying to get one here. Racine Lutheran with the basketball. Groff has it up top.
I'm impressed with Groff today. He doesn't show up in a box score a ton, but he's worked very hard guarding Dekker when he's in. He doesn't turn the ball over.
He's been part of their balanced scoring attack this year with 8 points coming in off the bench.
He does have 10 today.
Stevens kicks it. DeMuth draws the foul.
Falls on Sheboygan Lutheran, it's number 15, Jeff.
That foul is on Jeff Hess.
Team's third. For Racine Lutheran, Ty DeMuth, shooting 2.
DeMuth heads to the free throw line, shoots 66% from the line. 11 points, 6 assists for his line today. Good on the first. The substitution for Sheboygan Lutheran, Phil Leipham into the game.
The Moose had an outstanding tournament.
And perfect on that trip to the line. Puts the advantage back to 9. Zastro kicks it out. They go outside. Jers for 3.
Deep 3. For Jers. He's certainly not shy. As a freshman, he will let it fly. And as we mentioned earlier, we had a big one on Thursday, and keep Sheboygan within striking distance here. Again, it's going to come down to stops. They've been struggling to get stops. And Racine just spreads them out. They spread them out and just create space on the floor. Here they're trying to give DeMuth some space.
Graff has it at the W. Drives in, kicks it out to the corner. Stevens off the rim. Rebound Sheboygan Lutheran. And it's taken back by Graff.
Graff again. He's just...
DeMuth all the way into the bucket and the foul.
It's Graff again. He's all over the place, playing great offensively. He just set that right up. He saw it coming, set it up, and starts the transition.
Leipham was called for his third personal foul. It was another long, patient possession for Racine Lutheran.
Yes, they passed the ball very, very well. Very strong with the ball. And tough with it when they put it on the floor. When they put it on the deck, they get in the lane, they know how to make the next pass. Just good decision making. I think that's part of having a bunch of seniors on the floor.
And the second one's good. And we got a timeout called by Jeff Christensen. He wants to take a 30-second timeout. Jeff Christensen, a 1972 Racine Lutheran graduate. He worked at Case for 31 years. He's coached for 24. He reached 400 career wins this year.
That's an amazing stat. That's stand the test of time. You can win 400.
His assistant coaches, Eric Wilkes is one of them. He graduated from Racine Lutheran as well. That was back in 1988. He played on their 87 tourney team. He's been an assistant coach for 17 years. Kevin Christensen is Jeff's son, and he's the all-time leading scorer in Crusaders team history. 1,656 points for him.
Well, just a lot of Racine Lutheran history on the bench, and I think part of having a good program is having some continuity with your assistant coaches, and they certainly do.
And they won WISA titles in 75, 91, 95, 96, 98. They were runner-up on 3 other occasions. This is the first time that they've made it to the WIAA state tournament. Some tough schools down in that area. If you have to run up against a Racine St. Catherine's, who they tied for the Midwest Classic Conference title this year.
Yeah, and then even when you get into the postseason, you run into the juggernaut that is Randolph, and they got that big win over them in the sectional final.
Points off of turnovers today. Racine Lutheran 14-5, leading in that category. Yeah, that was quite a defensive clinic they did in that sectional final against Randolph this year, holding them to a season low.
And just since Racine, since playing Sheboygan in December, they've allowed two teams to get over 50 points on them in those last 21 games. One of them being St. Cat's, and their one loss in that span.
A lot of support in that Racine community outside of Racine Lutheran, but coming from the other schools as well. They call a timeout. It's another 30-second timeout for Racine Lutheran.
They've got Sheboygan area Lutheran in a little bit of a rock-hard place situation here where they spread the floor, so they're going to have to extend more, and then they place it well without the ball to get the back cuts, and they generally pass and catch very well, so they've really got Sheboygan in a tough spot.
Sheboygan Lutheran head coach Todd Dekker is in his 17th season, and he comes in with a 233 and 157 overall mark. This is the first ever trip to state for this school. They lost in the sectional semifinals last year, and we keep talking about Randolph, but that's who they lost to, the eventual D4 state champion.
Yeah, they get in a lot of conversations when you're talking about D4, D5.
Yeah, when you have in different divisions, I mean, run up against someone in D3, and Racine Lutheran, for instance, has gone to D4 and D5, and there's always good teams. Doesn't matter what division it is. We've shown it here today.
Well, I saw Coach Chuffy last night and joked with him that when he came down that his team just follow him down, out of habit and bring uniforms.
Nagley's going to get the basketball. Sends it into DeMuth.
That last call was just that the Sheboygan Lutheran player touched the ball while standing out of bounds, therefore the ball's out of bounds. They get Jers on the reach.
Yep. So Racine Lutheran will get the basketball right in front of their own bench. 5 team fouls for Sheboygan Lutheran.
And Racine Lutheran is 65% free throw shooting team on the season, as we near that point where it may become a free throw game.
Graf in the top corner. Just lost control of it there. Stevens has it now. And there's another foul. That one on Leipham.
It's his 4th and team 6th.
So substitution now for Sheboygan Lutheran. Checking into the ball game is Jeff Hess, number 15.
Number 15, Jeff Hess.
4 turnovers on the game. 4 turnovers on the game for Racine.
Nice. Off the inbounds for Stevens.
And you sense that Racine can start to feel that state title as we get to the last 3 minutes with a 9-point lead.
Zastro inside to Dekker off the chest. He regroups and scores. St. Lutheran right back to Nagley underneath the bucket. Has to save it. Stevens with it now. Just like that, they're up the court.
And even with the lead, they just no room to breathe defensively. They're attacking all the time.
Under 3 minutes to go. Inside a Drummond for the layup, and that's blocked.
Sheboygan got 3 players above the ball. That's generally the kiss of death defensively, but Sam covered it up.
Dekker rims out a 3. Rebound Stevens.
Coach Christensen telling his players, don't shoot. They're looking to get to the foul line. There's a steal by Hess.
Taken away by Hess. Hess tried to get out of a double team, but it's taken away by Graf.
And there's Graf again. He's played an outstanding game today.
And Racine Lutheran can afford to pull it back. Jeff Christensen calls a timeout. He wants to talk things over with his troops. His team with an advantage of 7 points, 58-51 during this timeout. Minute 58 to go here in the Division 5 state championship game. Since they're taking a break, we'll take one as well. A message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
It's Game 3 of the Central League Soccer Tournament, and Dave, these kids are beat.
And there's still 1 game left. I don't know how they're ever going to make it.
Let's hope their coach has some inspiration before the next game.
Want to know a secret? Research indicates that low-fat chocolate milk is better at rehydrating, helping muscles recover, and boosting energy than leading sports drinks.
Wow, it's like a whole new team. What's their secret?
It's pretty amazing, Bob.
Got chocolate milk?
Skyward Family Access has been a great tool for our family. They are able to stay on top of all their assignments and tests. I also find that having 3 kids in 3 different schools allows me to keep up with each child so much easier using the Skyward Family Access. The thing for me is that I can communicate with their teachers, and they now give me progress reports every week about my kids and what they're doing. And I just think that's invaluable.
Racine Lutheran leads 58-51 with 1:56 to go here in the fourth quarter of the Division V state championship game. This game was tied back in the third quarter. It was 39-39. Right now a 7-point advantage for Racine Lutheran, and they've been patient in their offense and picking their spots where they want to push the ball and get up court and score.
Yeah, that's a great point, Brian. They really have been very patient, and they just pass the ball. So they've got 5 turnovers for the game, so you can't turn them over. And obviously they're 10 for 19 from 3. They get you spread out, and they've really played a great game, although they just about got the turnover there.
And we got a foul. That one's going to go on Hess. On the other hand, Sheboygan Lutheran, if they could get a couple stops and come down and score, they're right there with them. And 7-point advantage is not difficult to overcome at all, but it's getting over that little bit of a hump that they've been having to get over since they were tied back in the third quarter.
Yeah, they had 2 chances to cut into the 7-point lead, and Dekker missed a 3, and then they got the steal, but then turned it right back over. And, obviously when you're chasing points like that, you just can't have empty possessions.
Drummond at the free throw line, and he's good. They are in a bonus situation. It's a 1-and-1.
And again, a 65% free throw shooting team on the season, and Drummond himself was 66% for the year.
And he's good on both.
But you just sense that young man, at this point in this game, he's not going to miss.
It's the senior guard coming through in the finals. Zastro on the three-pointer draws the foul. So he's going to get a chance to cut back into this lead.
They're just racing it down the floor, trying to get the first shot that shows, and they get Zastro in the corner, and a little slap in the hand, and now he's got a chance to go put 3 on the board without the clock running.
Sophomore guard.
He sparked him early in the second half with a couple of drives and a 3, and got a steal. That's 12 points for him now.
Lipum checks into the ball game for Sheboygan Lutheran. Also into the game is Kosmala for Racine Lutheran.
All 5 guys on the floor for Racine are over 60% free throw shooters. And again, they go deep, but smartly pull it out. Players in the middle of the floor. They're trying to trap, yet they always get somebody to cut to the middle.
Drummond calls timeout in front of his own bench.
Sheboygan had 4 defenders above the ball. 1 guy guarding the basket. 1 pass out of there is a layup.
And it's important for Racine Lutheran right now to just have those seconds tick off. Whereas earlier in the game when they were drawing those defenders out, they could find a cutter.
Yeah, right now the clock is their friend, as you said. They got 89 ticks to try and drain off of there. And there'll be 89 long ticks for Coach Christensen.
I was going to say, how long do they feel right now? Jeff Hess, number 15, is checking into the ball game as well for Sheboygan Lutheran. So Racine Lutheran with a 60-53 advantage. They came into this tournament number 1 in the final AP poll, number 3 in the coaches poll, and Sheboygan Lutheran ranked 7th in Division 5 by the WBCA.
Yeah, great teams have had great seasons, obviously, and just impressed with both. I had followed Sheboygan area Lutheran a little bit, knowing that had we snuck out of our sectional, that's who we had to play. Not quite as familiar with Racine. First time I got to see them play was on Thursday, and that's just a really good basketball team.
What did you like about Sheboygan Lutheran as you contrast beginning of the year to the end of the year? Because they have so many young guys who are playing in this rotation, did you see a maturity come about throughout this season?
I thought especially with Jurors, he really impressed me here in the state tournament, and Dekker's obviously a great player, and I think they're a little better defensively now than they were back early in the season, and then extending, going to put DeMuth at the foul line.
And that foul was on Josh Wheeler.
Josh Wheeler. That's his first, team's 8.
It's 18 fouls now for Sheboygan Lutheran. Another substitution as Nagley comes back in for Racine Lutheran.
And 2 more bites at the 1-and-1 apple for Sheboygan area Lutheran here. That if a little more pressure on the 1-and-1 instead of the double bonus, so they get 2 more cracks at that. 1 more counting after this one.
Money on that shot.
5 for 9 for the day for DeMuth, and this young man that started out missed his first 3 and finally found the range.
Racine Lutheran hitting 10 3-pointers in this ball game. 9 of...
That's a double-double for Dekker, 28 and 11, and he looks for a 3.
9 of 16 at the free throw line for Racine Lutheran. And more putback points. Zastro with that bucket there and a quick timeout by Coach Dekker.
Well, they made up a point. They made up a point in that possession. They got the 1 out of 2 free throws and got 2 back, so they're hanging in there.
Yeah, it's just a 6-point game with 1:11 to go.
Yeah, in theory, it's a 2-possession game. That they've got 1 more shot at that bonus. If they can get them to miss the front end, come down, get a 2 or a 3 would be perfect, but you take 2 at that point and call another timeout and go back at it again.
Well, it was a nail-biter the other day for Sheboygan Lutheran. With all the lead changes in there.
Yeah, that was a great basketball game.
There's 25 lead changes and 9 ties. Just back and forth, back and forth.
And up and down. And Dekker, of course, hit that, as a coach, the 3 that he hit to give him the lead, you're thinking it's really not a great shot, but it is Sam Dekker. And it's his only 3 he had of the game, and he knocked her down. And there was a hand in his face. Cody had a hand in his face.
Yeah, and he had to save the basketball as well. Hand in his face.
Yeah.
It was a whole sequence of events that led to that, and then he makes that 3-point shot. Sheboygan Lutheran extends its defense. Racine Lutheran with the basketball. Get it into Stevens and a quick whistle. Zastro with the foul.
And Coach Christensen knows who his free throw shooters are. Stevens is a 74% foul shooter as he steps to the line.
On the free throw line, Clay Stevens shooting 1-and-1.
And it's 19 fouls as Stevens heads to the line.
Yep, everything from here on out is a double bonus, so you're just hoping you can get 1 miss on this last front end. If you're Sheboygan, if you're Racine, obviously, that's what you're looking for.
6'3" junior forward makes the first.
I guess on a make here, Racine's going to put token pressure on Sheboygan just to make him pick the ball up. And again, as you mentioned earlier, just run some ticks off that clock.
And he's good on the second as well. Major pressure.
And they're not going to let Dekker get an easy one. Jers from deep.
It's off the rim, another rebound for Racine Lutheran, and a foul. We're going to walk it up the other way.
Falls on number 5, Josh Wheeler. That's his second. And the team's 10th. Double bonus. Shooting 2 shots for Racine Lutheran will be.
And the double bonus, 2 shots.
Kosmala, another good free throw shooter at 66% as he steps in. And right on his mark today, although he missed that one.
And his teammates come back in to fill in the lane.
Always like leaving my guys in there just so the player sees what he sees normally. You don't have to go for the rebound, but at least stand there so his vision's the same.
Too strong off the back and the tied up ball. That's a jump ball. Possession arrow, we're going to go the other way.
It's big for Sheboygan. Obviously, they need every possession they can get off those 2 misses. Keep playing hard, see what happens.
We're down by 8.
To Dekker.
And Dekker's got the basketball. He'll bring it up. Working off a screen. Slide off of Graff, and Dekker hits a 3-pointer, and we have another timeout by Sheboygan Lutheran. This game is not over yet.
To their credit, they won't go away. Just a simple ball screen for Dekker. The player guarding the screener does not step up hard enough, and Dekker nails it, making a 5-point game. 1 timeout left for Coach Dekker. And one timeout for Coach Christensen as well.
And that screen set by Hess. He's a sophomore guard. Frees up Dekker enough for him to get off a shot from three-point land. Dekker with 31 points in this game. The next leading scorer is Zastro. He has 15. Balanced scoring attack for Racine Lutheran. 19 points for Drummond, 15 for DeMuth, 12 for Stevens, 10 for Graff. And we talked about with the timeouts and the team foul situation and a possession arrow in case of a tied-up ball that would go the way of Racine Lutheran.
Yeah, so at this point, any loose ball, if you're Sheboygan, you can't afford the tie ball. You got to try and kick it out and hope you can recover it. And on the other end, you're just going to face guard here. I would think they probably want to try to keep it out of Stevens' hands if they can, and maybe Kosmala just missed two. Maybe he's the guy you want to try and go to, although he's a good free throw shooter.
Racine Lutheran shoots 65% from the line. They have a lot of good free throw shooters within their top 6 in their rotation.
Yeah, that's a great luxury to have. And they go deep with Graff.
Heap it all the way up to Graff, and he's going to wind some more time off, and we got a foul on Hassenstein. I'm sorry, that was Hess.
Hess. That's his fourth.
4 fouls for Hess.
I think Graff was 70%, 69.7 as he steps in there.
Senior guard who comes off the bench for head coach Jeff Christensen.
He knocks it down. I just can't say enough good things about him. He's played an outstanding game today, and we talked about how long those 89 chicks were going to be. There's still 46 of them to go, and seems like we've been at it for a while since then.
Nagley checks into the game. Yeah, and you're talking about an all-around game because he's drawn the defensive assignment on Dekker as well.
He has, and he's obviously giving up a ton of size, but he just made Dekker work. He just hasn't given him anything easy. And here they're trying to look at that ball screening in. And this time, DeMuth does a better job of stepping up and doesn't let him have the screen. Dekker misses it, gets it back out.
Offensive board. Dekker, rebound, put back is good. And he gets ahead of the free throw line for a chance at a three-point play.
And that's even better for Sheboygan Area Lutheran in that they get a chance to get to 3 points without having to use a timeout to stop the clock. Another offensive rebound, 12 rebounds for Dekker.
That foul is on Graff. Stevens checks back into the ball game.
And 18, this could be 19 second chance points for the Crusaders in green.
A point for Dekker. The pressure is on. Drummond with the basketball.
4-point game. Drummond trying to just about have the turnover. And they get the foul on Kosmala.
And that foul is on Zastro.
Falls on number 32, Tyler Zastro, his third.
That's the third foul for Zastro. Kosmala heading to the free throw line looking for his first points today. Hits the front of the rim. Another substitution for Racine Lutheran as Nagley comes back into the game. Stevens takes a spot on the bench.
And you've got that one timeout left for Sheboygan Area Lutheran. If they can, even on a make here, 5-point game, 2 or 3 works on the other end, get the clock stopped and try and extend the game as long as possible and miss them both.
That one rattles out. 20 seconds to go. Dekker with the basketball behind the back. Spots up for 3. And he nails it. It's a 1-point ball game just like that. Racine Lutheran up only 1 with 14.9 seconds to go. They keep going to Dekker. He hit a 3, had a 3-point play, and then he knocks down another trifecta.
I don't know if everybody noticed it on the camera, but Hess just signals for him. They were going to go left to Dekker's left. They signaled for him to come back the other way for the screen. And DeMuth had started to go to his defensive right. He was guarding the screener. He couldn't get up to cover Dekker. There's 3, 1-point game, and regardless of what happens, they're going to have a chance to tie.
What do you want to do now for Racine Lutheran? They've been getting the ball in, and when they've gotten it into the front court, they've held back. Do they go ahead and attack and try to score, or do they try to? Is it more important to tick some time off?
Well, I think they're going to get fouled right away. I don't think you can turn a layup down. You know, if you get a layup, I think you got to take it, but it's got to be uncontested. I would look to them to run guys deep. They've been having some success with getting the ball inbound going deep all day, and now that Sheboygan's out of timeouts, if you can get that basket, that's not a lot of time to come back. On this end, I would think you're trying to get it to Drummond or Stevens and have them go to the foul line and be your heroes for you. And now this time, Sheboygan Area Lutheran looks like they're going to put Sam Dekker on the ball to try to make that deep pass a little more difficult.
But DeMuth is going to get the basketball, looking straight up at Dekker. He's guarding him. Sheboygan Lutheran has pulled it in one on a 9-2 run. Here's that big pass. And the foul. So that foul is on Hess. Graff will head to the free throw line.
And even if you're Sheboygan Area Lutheran on that one, you're not disappointed. You only got a little over 1 second went off the clock. Now, yeah, Graff's going to the foul line where he's been pretty solid. But at this point in the game, you just don't have many choices. You've got to extend it. You got to get the clock stopped and hope for the best.
Graff has 12 points in this game.
Look on the other side. The interesting strategy is assuming Graff makes both of these. Are you going to foul Dekker and make him go to the foul line with that 3-point lead? We almost saw McDonald Central pull out a miracle on Thursday off a missed free throw with 2 seconds to go.
Lapham checks into the ball game. Jeff Hess is fouled out. He's come up with some big screens in the last few possessions.
He has. He really has. He's been the guy that's freed Dekker for those 2 threes. And that subtle little hand signal to get him to come to the other direction, that was big.
Graff is in and out. Keep in mind, Racine Lutheran has 16 fouls, so if they foul, they are sending Sheboygan Lutheran to the line. That second one is good, so they do have a 2-point advantage and a quick timeout by Coach Christensen for Racine Lutheran.
And that's the last timeout of regulation for both teams. Dare I say that?
It's come down to the final seconds, just like Sheboygan Lutheran had the other day. Racine Lutheran not so much because they got out to that really big early lead and then went the rest of the way in that victory over Drummond. But now Sheboygan Lutheran gets the basketball. They've been going to Dekker each time. He shot from outside. He scored inside on a follow-up. What do you want? What would you like to see them do from their team to draw up for their offense here?
Well, I think obviously you've got to go to Dekker. I mean, you've got a Big Ten player on your roster. You use them. Now, I don't know that they need to settle for 3. My guess is they're going to try and get him on a penetration and try it. Let's get the game tied. We'll go to overtime. We've got the momentum. They've played this textbook this last 90 seconds because they were practically dead in the water, down 9, and they've got it back to 2 and a chance to tie. They've got a little help with some missed free throws, but to make comebacks, you got to get a little help sometimes. On the other side, if you're Racine Lutheran, you're in a little bit of a tough spot because I think you're going to want to try and double Dekker and get the ball out of his hands, but then you're leaving somebody open, and if it's George or Zastro, those guys got ice water in their veins. They'll take that shot. Both teams are out of timeout, so that's also a key point for Racine is that if they score, you can't take a timeout. That's technical foul. And Racine won't guard the inbounder. They double Dekker.
Lapham has the basketball. Dekker gets it quickly. 10 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Dekker to the right wing. He shot for 3, and he hits the 3! No timeouts left. Racine Lutheran comes up ahead. Stevenson half court. Off the backboard, and Dekker is rolling with the 3. Wow. Incredible. Sheboygan Area Lutheran wins the state championship. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. What was their last lead? Can you believe what just happened here at the Kohl Center? Sheboygan Area Lutheran with a 12-3 run in the final 44 seconds. Sam Dekker with the game-winning 3. Time for us to hand out some hardware for your Division 5 state champions and runners-up.
The WIAA Board of Control invites you to participate in the awards ceremony for these two fine teams that have just completed your tournament competition. Making the presentation will be Board of Control members Dean Sanders, Terry Reynolds, and Tim Sybertson. They will be assisted by WIAA staff member Todd Clark. Will each player for the Racine Lutheran Crusaders please come forward as your name is read to receive your individual medal. Number 11, Nico Graff. Number 13, Tyler Nagley. Number 15, Tyler Hughes. Number 21, Peter Drummond. Number 23, Jared Kosmala. Number 25, Nick Nagley. Number 31, Alex Schaefer. Number 33, Ty DeMuth. Number 35, Gavin Smith. Number 41, Danny Rader. Number 45, Clay Stevens. And number 51, Jonah Manley. Now will head coach Jeff Christensen please step forward to receive your team trophy. Congratulations to the Racine Lutheran Crusaders. And now for the Sheboygan Area Lutheran Crusaders. Will each player come forward as your name is read? Number 1, Sam Dekker. Number 3, Jake Jurse. Number 4, Matt Gum. Number 5, Josh Wheeler. Number 11, Ben Leibham. Number 12, Nathan Hassenstein. Number 15, Jeff Hess. Number 21, Cody Fintelman. Number 23, Phil Leibham. Number 24, Taylor Zastro. Number 25, Ryan Sheely. Number 32, Tyler Zastro. Number 34, Jacob Ames. And number 35, Nick Redeker. And now will Coach Todd Dekker step forward to receive the team trophy. Congratulations to both teams, and thank everyone for sharing in this award ceremony.
In the Battle of the Crusaders, it is Sheboygan Area Lutheran going home with the Gold Championship Trophy. Congratulations to them, Coach Dekker and his crew. What an amazing comeback for Sheboygan Lutheran. They go on a 12-3 run in the last 44 seconds, all scored by Dekker, and it's capped off by a three-point shot. Boy, he started this game out with a bang with that alley-oop dunk, and he finished with a bang as well.
Yeah, they're just a buzz in the building right now. It's electric.
All right, he had 75 points over the course of 2 games, and we are going to get ready to take the look at the play of the game. The final shot by Dekker as he comes across with the basketball in the final moments. His team down. Comes it in, tries for a 3, and he hits it to seal the comeback. The Wisconsin Corn Growers Play of the Game brought to you by the Wisconsin Corn Growers Association, working hard to provide food and fuel to America.
Wisconsin's corn growers know how to grow lots of corn. Some goes to feed a hungry world, some goes to feed our livestock industry, and some goes into ethanol production, and that's saving you money at the pump. In fact, studies show that it would cost you an average 90 cents more per gallon to fill up if we didn't have ethanol in the marketplace. With ever-increasing yields per acre, Wisconsin's corn growers are meeting the demand for food, feed, and fuel, and that's good for all of us.
Jim Blaine, Brian Groff, and there is just a buzz throughout the Kohl Center with what just happened here.
There really is. It's very exciting, and Sam Dekker is being awarded Mr. Basketball right now.
Yeah, Sam is over there at midcourt right now accepting his award for Mr. Basketball. How about living the dream? He's going to be, we'll take it live.
Dekker shot 61% from the field, 34% from three-point range, and 74% from the foul line, while leading a young Sheboygan Lutheran squad to the first undisputed Central Lakeshore Conference champion in school history. And a berth in the WIAA Division 5 state tournament, which I will add, ended rather well. Dekker will continue his basketball career for the University of Wisconsin next season. Congratulations, Sam Dekker, the 2012 Mr. Basketball.
Sam Dekker standing along his father, his coach, at center court, where he will be playing his college basketball. Is it getting better than that?
Well, and with the finish, how much better can it get with that shot? And even I know we saw the replay several times. It wasn't as if they defended it poorly. They forced him down the sideline, 2 guys on him, and the Mr. Basketball Wisconsin made a Mr. Basketball play.
Let's take a look at the highlights. We had a lot of good ones in this Division 5 state championship game for Racine Lutheran.
Great passing out of the double and drive to the rim.
They were really good at driving that baseline. Their passing was so crisp, and they were working it on the outside. They found some cutters. They got inside, and their outside game was really on today.
And there you see Peter Drummond with one of their 19 threes for the 2 games, and there's a little backdoor lob play of their own.
Nice alley-oop coming out of a break in the action. Stevens with the score. And Sheboygan area Lutheran. Dekker just altering the shots. Come back the other way. Zastro had a nice game.
He did. He had an excellent second half. He sparked him early in the second half, and there he is again. Zastro with the steal.
Takes
and the little bounce pass.
Gets it off to Dekker, and a nice little scoop shot, and off the glass and in for a 3-point play. And then Dekker through the legs and coming down on the right side in those final moments. They'll be talking about this game and that finish for a long, long time. There is your game winner. Stevens did get a heave off at the half court in the final moments. And Sheboygan Area Lutheran is your champion for Division 5. And standing by right now, I'm sure you could guess a couple of Dekkers for their post-game comments. We'll send it over to you.
Brian, thanks very much. Todd, didn't look so good. You guys are down 8, about a minute to go here. What'd you say to your team?
I just told the guys we got to have a heart. We got to play, make plays. It's not over. All the guys in the huddle are saying it's not over. We've come back. We know that if we wanted to keep it close, they're a great basketball team. And we kept it close, and you know, Sam's winking at me. He said, "I got this one, Dad." We practiced that play all the time, and God blessed us with having him knocking that one down.
You lost by 18 to these guys earlier in the year. What's it say about the character of this team to kind of keep hanging in there?
Well, we were in a tough tournament. We played Cuba City all the way to the end of the game, the day before, and I thought that really hurt us because we were kind of young at that time. And so I just knew if we have some rest, and these guys have really developed around Sam, so I liked our chances today.
Well, Sam, I'm not sure if you'll rock the Kohl Center in college like you did here tonight. Just quite a buzz. Somewhere down in Albuquerque, the Badger coaching staff is singing on Wisconsin, I'm sure. Tell me about that last play.
In the time out before that, I said, I'm not going for the time. I'm going to win the game here. And the guy said, all right. So I got the screen, came up, dribbled at him, got in the rhythm, and put it up and went in.
The thoughts going through your mind as soon as that ball went in?
It's down. I knew it was in right when I shot it. I hit 2 in a row right before that, and I knew it was in right when I shot it.
A lot of things happening here after the game. You're named Mr. Basketball. You hit the game-winning shot. Put it all in perspective here, if you can. What does it mean to you?
Man, to end my high school career like this is a dream come true. And wow, I don't even know the words to describe how I feel right now. I'm so happy, and I just love all those guys so dearly, and to get a state championship for our school is unbelievable.
Talk about your teammates. Some of your other teammates had to hit some big shots along the way, too, for that comeback.
Third quarter, TZ carried us, and JJ's been playing well. Jeff Hess came in and played good minutes. They all stepped up when they needed to, and I know they're more comfortable when I'm out there, and but they take a load off of me, too.
Sam, Todd, congratulations. That puts the capper on one of the most amazing finishes in WIAA tournament history. Ryan, back to you.
Mr. Basketball comes through with a big-time shot there to win that game. Thank you very much, Scott. If you look at Dekker's numbers over the 2 games, 75 points, 31 of 56 for field goals, 8 of 10 from the free throw line, and 5 3-pointers.
I think you throw in 29 rebounds in there just for good measure, and it was a privilege to watch that and to see that last shot. It was a thrill to be a part of it.
That was a great way to start out our championship Saturday. So glad you could be with us. For Jim Blaine, I'm Brian Groff. Thanks for joining us. We're going to send it upstairs as we get ready for that Division IV state championship game. Jake?
Thanks, guys. Boy, I will tell you, what an amazing start to championship Saturday.